Welcome back into the fray of Star Trek in the Captain's Quadrant. I'm Joe Dove. Joining me is Jason Roy Gaston and VHS Jace. Not Jace for the C, but Jace for the Jase. So good to have
Who
you
spells
both.
Jace with an S anyway?
Me. That's
so
who.
weird.
You've
Now,
only known me for 2 years, and you both
wait a
can't
second.
spell my name properly.
Wait a
I'm
second.
guilty.
Hold on. As an Australian, how do you spell the word color?
The English way, the proper way, which is COLOUR.
There we go. There we go. See? That's all the explanation you need.
Even your language is like fast food over there. That's what
Yeah, we
Americans
really
like fast
make
food. Even
quick and easy. Well, gentlemen, we are about to embark on a discussion of probably one of the greatest episodes of Star Trek, especially the Lower Decks. I think I was eating up all of those nostalgic member berries. I was loving every moment of it. I can tell by the looks on one of your faces that you're not in agreement, but it's fine. That is what living is all about. We all have our own opinions. But it is freezing, so I'm wearing my hoodie to keep warm, and I'm trying to make sure I am the host of the most and not like shake as I'm doing this podcast today. So bear with me. We are going to hop into the synopsis.
Yes. Do I have a synopsis? I do. Here we go. Provided by Tatbar and Agamus, of course. As soon as it pops up, come on now, why are you not working? Here we go.
There we go.
The penultimate episode of Star Trek Lower Decks finds Boimler's transporter duplicate, William, traveling the multiverse to find the source of the... Wait a minute, is that T'Pol? Curzon, Dax, Julian, and Garrick in this one too? Harry, Kim? Holy crap! Lily Sloan! Holy crap! What is happening here?
Exactly.
That's been one of the best synopsises that ChatGPT has given us.
Absolutely. That was actually on point because that's what I said as the episode went. That was I felt like that it recorded my voice and put it up on the moment. All right, well, let's hop right into it, guys. Let's get into First Contact. Thanks. All right. Let's start with VHS Jace. What is your first one?
So I'd like to yield my time to the Honourable Jason Roy Gaston for this because honestly, I'll say what I've got to say afterwards. I couldn't wait to do this show tonight because I want to hear what Jason thought about this. This episode is made for specifically this man right here.
I agree.
So come throw back to me afterwards. Let's hear Jace.
Jason Roy Gaston, if you please.
I absolutely loved every glorious nanosecond of this absolute Trek masterpiece that we were exposed to. Yes, it was nostalgia. Yes, it was member berries. But you know what? It also told a really good story, put a new spin on a multiverse story, and it just brought depth to the season, I thought. It just seemed to pay off a couple of storylines that I really, really enjoyed the way that it happened. And we saw some familiar faces, at least one of which I never thought we would ever see in Trek again. And there she is, the lovely and talented Jolene Blalock, back as T'Pol. I did not think there was even a possibility that Jolene Blalock would even consider coming back as T'Pol. And she did. And she was literally the keystone of this entire episode.
Yeah.
She was. And she had some great moments. And I'm going to gush about some other things right now. But this episode kind of canonized. It canonized. Say hi to say hi to the boys for me. This episode canonized. What would we call it? But would we call it Bagaric or would we call it Gershir? I don't know. We've got Garrick and and Julian Bashir as a married couple.
But it wasn't. It was
And I'm
holographic.
just giggling
Bashir.
right now because it's still Bashir.
Yeah,
It is still a Bashir.
Yeah.
But yes, we have we have confirmation of like a. I just feel like Andy Robinson is just vindicated right now.
Yeah.
And I hope that Rick Berman was watching at home, eating popcorn. He goes, "What?" I don't know. I just loved that whole bit. But there was just surprise after surprise after surprise. There was commentary on stories set in the multiverse. I do think that this episode was kind of poking the bear of Marvel a little bit, saying,
Yeah.
you know, you screwed this up. How did you screw this up? And I really think that it was all brought together by what Lily said is about why the multiverse is important, because we have had a lot of bad multiverse stories in the last few years and people are sick of the multiverse. But as Lily said, we explore the multiverse to find possibilities within ourselves. And I thought that was probably one of the most profound things that Star Trek Lower Decks has ever said. At the end, when Boimler suggests that they send the universe-destroying wave of death into his universe because he trusts his friends to deal with it. I just thought that was just an amazingly beautiful moment right there. And so definitely the best episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. And I will even go a step further and say that this is top 30 in the top 30 episodes of Star Trek ever produced.
Wow. That is something to say. That's a very deep and profound view on this episode. And I can't wait to hear from VHS Jace.
Okay, now I agree. This is an incredible episode. There is no argument from that. My argument is that this is one of the best Star Trek episodes because that is based on your knowledge of Star Trek. Now, if you're a casual person, this is not an episode you could come in and be in like your entry point into Star Trek.
Right.
If you didn't have any prior knowledge of it. So it is dependent on your knowledge of Star Trek. So yeah, it wouldn't be an episode I could recommend to someone get into Star Trek, but it's such a gift afterwards. But for everyone else, this is, like Jason said, I don't know what I'm more in love with, the fact that they brought back characters, the fact that they were making commentary on the multiverse. And I don't think it was just Marvel. I thought it was self-referential for Star Trek as well. And so, yeah, all the fact that everything was like beautifully tied up with his poignant messaging in it, there is so much to love. Yeah, I mean, like, we got to see characters that we didn't get to see before, like Dax before being Jadea Dax.
Right.
You know, Curzon.
Curzon.
We get to hang out with Curzon.
It was badass.
Yeah, he's awesome. He was really great.
Oh, I love that.
No, Boimler's the fact that this Boimler is a very competent captain, and I love that. But I also love that he's bored. So he's he's bored of this mission. He hates the multiverse. He hates the sameness of it. Yeah, kind of like that. I love the fact that Mariner, we get Engineer Mariner, a different type of Mariner, a very kind of sweet, kind of almost Boimler adjacent version of her, which was also especially cool. Yeah, look, there is a lot to love. Yeah, T'Pol being back and her scenes with Curzon, that moment, that was sad, you know, and it's a testament to the type of writing this episode had, where you could jump from very high-end comical moments to, you know, these beautifully poignant moments, whether it's seeing Curzon passing and her taking the memories to Boimler having the realization that he's been thinking too linearly, and to actually get the was it Alfre Woodward, isn't it? The actress.
Yes.
Lily.
Yeah.
Yes. To actually get her back
Alfred Woodard.
too. Like, I was shocked that they even
Me
were
too.
able to make that happen. So it was man, what a great time. What a great time. It is the perfect penultimate episode, I would suggest.
Yeah, I agree. And the cliffhanger. So we're gonna get it's a 2-parter essentially. So that's pretty
Yeah.
dope. Best of
Got
both
the to be
worlds.
continued.
Yeah. At least they didn't do the series ends with the 2-week continue. That would have been kind of funny. But I also love the one thing that both of you guys didn't mention. I got to talk about is Trip lived in that multiverse and they lived together
In
until
that version.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. It was a nice nod because everybody really was upset with the end of Enterprise, and it was like a nice way to kind of bit the bow. At first, I thought the older gentleman, until I looked at the spot, I was like, "Is that Trip maybe?" And then they had the conversation. Like, oh, okay.
No.
How dope was the blacked out Defiant?
Yeah, it looked great. It
Isn't
looked
that
great.
cool?
And again, it's such a this could have been an episode that could have gone wrong by being overly fan service.
Right.
But it's the strength of the story is a reason why all that stuff like the Defiant, look how amazing it is, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And another thing I absolutely loved, no matter what universe you're in, Garrick is secretly a badass. He might be a doctor, but he'll still beat the tar out of you. He was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
In all the multiverses, Garrick will
now, wasn't that perfect? That was perfect. It felt like it was 30 years in the making.
Yeah.
I finally got to do what it should have been done back in the later series, you know. We lost the co-host there.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be back. Texas internet. What can you do, eh?
Yeah.
There we go. Here we go. He's just coming back.
Hello. Sorry, my signal was garbage, so I had to switch to my phone.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
There we go. All the mystery's gone now. You're just in front of a green screen. Here we thought you were actually on a bridge of a starship.
No, sorry.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
The great and powerful Oz revealed.
I've been a fraud this entire time.
Yeah, you couldn't read the book.
Let's get the order back. There we go.
There we go. Well, I tell you, there was just so much fantastic moments in this episode. It really made me gasp and and go whoa, and I tell you, all of the great moments were really had in this episode, especially one that I caught. I'm sure you guys caught it too, but the longing that William Boimler, the clone, has for Mariner. Did you guys catch that?
Well, it is, but it's like what Lily says. It's just like friendship transcends realities,
right?
And the fact that a lovely moment where he's not only really glad to see it, but he misses his friends,
right?
So this Boimler has had to make a lot of sacrifice in his life,
including himself. And of course we must talk about all the Harry Kims, the multiplicity of Harry Kim,
the cacophony of Kims. Yes,
that was amazing.
And the fact that it's 2-Pip Kim.
Yeah, that's the villain.
Who is just so disgusted that in every other reality, none of his Kims have been promoted, that it turns him into a villain.
That was brilliant.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And for the actor, kudos, because he had to play not only 2-Pip Kim, but all the rest of them.
Right.
And they didn't all have super defined personalities, but in those scenes when there were multiple talking, he made all the voices different enough with his saying kind of, and I just thought it was fantastic. And just this episode feels like it's, hey guys, we know we stuffed up. Here's a little apology, like Kim's being promoted, like Garrick and Dr. Bashir having a relationship. It's like those low moments. Here you go. Getting to pole back when like you said, you wouldn't have thought she would have anything to do with this franchise again. She was kind of done with it. That's pretty masterful as well.
Yeah. Oh man.
I like the the reference to the animated series.
Yeah, we're gonna maybe find a giant Spock.
Yeah, giant Spock. Or crew cut Neelix.
Crew cut Neelix. Yeah. That was another one. This is great.
I want to see crew cut Neelix. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I do too. I'm hopefully he's with him in it.
Yeah, great show. It was a great episode. I mean, it is as a fan, this is like, take note, other writers, when you're finishing off series. Not that I don't know when they wrote this. Did they know when they wrote this episode? But either way,
Right.
this is the way you kind of finish the series. You know, you don't leave it all to the last episode. You give us all the things that you wanted to give us as fans, and they did it.
That's right. That's right. Well, friends, it is now up to you. It is your chance to be part of the show and have a chat with us in the chat. All right. We have a lot of our good friends here, including My Figure Universe, D, and Leticia. So we'll just say hello. One of our hellos. Greetings and
Hello. Greetings and
Hello.
salutations.
It's good to see all of you. And we got a hello from D-Man. My Figure Universe says, so this is the fray of Star Trek. I've always wanted to be part of the fray.
I'm afraid you have.
Okay. You thought I didn't like it when I was going, best episode.
Yeah, I can't imagine someone not liking this.
I did love it. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if you're not a massive Star Trek nerd like most of us that watch this or involved in this, then yeah, I don't think it lands.
Yeah.
Okay, but quite honestly, if you're not a massive nerd fan of Star Trek, you wouldn't be watching Lower Decks because the show's not made for you.
No, not necessarily, but it could be somebody's entry point. Any episode of television could be somebody's first time.
I guess.
In the chat, you're going to discover that
it was D-Man's first episode. I was just going to say this was D-Man's first episode. I mean,
it was great,
but
great
is it
for him because he's seen other Trek.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this your first episode of Trek ever? No.
Yeah.
Because if it is, well, honestly, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah. Joe, you got to cut down the caffeine if you're shaking. Well, it's not the caffeine. I take decaf if I have a coffee. In case you're wondering. It's just really cold today, and that wind is blistering.
Yeah, Joe, this is also an intervention. We know you have a problem.
I don't have a problem. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. That's what the therapist said you would say.
Is this the first one you've ever watched, D-Man?
Oh.
And he says, yeah, welcome to the working in the film industry. I struggle with track the animated show, sadly. So it's all good. It was good. It was so good. Welcome to Lower Decks, D-Man.
Lower Decks.
Great having T'Pol back. Absolutely. That was definitely a highlight. Take that, Rick Berman. And Jason, what you did say was a bold statement. Absolutely.
And I stand by it. I actually watched this episode 3 times thinking, well, maybe my excitement and my opinion about this episode will wane or dial back a little bit. But no, it actually, every time I watched it, I found something new that added to the theme or made a commentary on Trek. And I just thought, no, this episode, definitely top 30 of the series as a whole. It's definitely one of the best episodes.
Feels good on the whole. Absolutely. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good point. Yep. Absolutely. Now, sadly, we only have one left. Oof. I don't want Lower Decks to end. Me either, Captain Picard. Who made that? Oh, wow. Okay.
That was me. Wow. You can do something else besides make the show look pretty. Yes, I can.
Oh, man. And and Leticia's not happy about the one left either. And of course, My Figure Universe says it was 18 degrees. It was the same here, but I live on a Palisade, so we get that wind. So it made it. Okay, well, I won't go on about the weather. Let us get back to the swing of things. Let us dive into Fire at Will.
Fire at Will.
Yes.
I got a couple of things to say.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think any of the trailers for Star Trek Section 31 are really great. In fact, I watched it just before watching it again, and I'm very concerned about that movie.
Wow. Really? I thought the last one was
bombshell. It was okay. It was the best out of a bunch of bad trailers. And maybe I'm sorry, but I love to be wrong. I love to be wrong, but I'm telling you right now, universe, I think we're going to come out of it and we're going to be wholly disappointed. It's going to be the Craven the Hunter of Star Trek.
Oh my God, that's rough.
Nasty, man. Isn't that nasty?
That's
No,
rough.
seriously, I do have a bad feeling about it though. Something feels off in the footage that I'm watching, and I don't know what it is. Now, yes, a trailer is a trailer, and a movie is a movie, so the movie could be great. But generally, on average, statistically speaking, bad trailers usually indicate bad movie.
Wow. Gaston?
Yeah, well, there you go. Internet me.
Come at me, bro.
I agree. The first trailer was extraordinarily bad. I kind of dig the second trailer. I dig the ambiguity of it, the fact that we still don't know what the story is, that they seem to be holding their cards very close to their chests. And yeah, that could be a bad thing, but on the other hand, could be that they know what they got. And I'm going in there optimistically with an open mind. Not so much that my brain will fall out, but I still feel optimism. And it's Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, she wouldn't. I mean, she would just.
Let me clarify. I don't want it to be bad.
No, we got that.
To be good.
Yeah,
but it just gives me that feeling that after watching TV and movies for the last 50 odd years, you get spidey senses about things.
Oh,
and
man.
this gives me Sony Spider-Verse spidey.
He thinks he's a superhero now.
I don't know. I dug the last one more so than anything else. And shout out to Joe, who's one of the villains in the movie. It seems like a space mobster or something. But I don't know. I really want to see where they're going. It looks like it could be an adventure movie, like a Aquaman, or I mean, I want to say Indiana Jones.
That wouldn't have been the reference I chose. That would have been the one I would have picked. Oh, it looks like Aquaman. Oh, really? Okay, great. That fills me with a lot of confidence. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I like being wrong.
I mean, I hope, no offense, but I hope you are, because I really, really want this to be a good movie.
How dare you?
Yeah. Because I'd like to see the universe of Trek flourish and thrive, and we get all these like one-off movies. We get a Lower Decks one-off movie, a Prodigy one-off movie. That will be really opening up.
That's what's important too. That's why I'm worried. It's maybe not even whether I enjoy this film or not, but it could, trigger a whole slew of stuff like this, which I would love. I do want it to be successful on that.
Yeah. So
what's difficult to tell though is, with movies, you can indicate when something's successful, generally due to box office. But streaming movies, how do we, the only person who really knows whether it's successful or not is the streaming service itself, isn't it?
Right. Exactly.
That's the idea.
Sometimes they'll release numbers, but you don't know if they're true.
Right.
Yeah,
but
that's the idea.
I mean, on the Paramount app, you get a top 10 streaming whatever. So maybe if it's in the top 10, we know it's doing pretty good.
Oh, they'll put it at number 1 regardless.
Yeah,
really? That's fudgery.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think that's a trusted gauge of success.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean,
because financially, when
no, you're right.
Fudge. Well, you can fudge the numbers, I suppose, but it's a indicator that it's that's making money. It's streaming. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But please, if it's great, that's only good news for Star Trek.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And when I'm proven to be right, we're going to play back that previous clip of me saying.
I'll do a short. Jason was right, and then it'll play that. Yeah. Told you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the movie. I am excited for the movie. That seems to be a lot of action. It seems very fast paced and go at the gusto. So I am excited to see where they take it. And I'm hoping that it's good, and I'm hoping that it makes sense, and I'm hoping we'll get a slew of cameos to pop up in it, because I can't wait. I'm really something I was looking forward to, and I don't have to go to the movie theater to see it because it's cold right now. I don't want to leave. It's nice and warm finally. Anyway,
How do
Any
you feel about that, though? I mean, you kind of raised another big point, haven't you? Because we still, at this point, have no news or anything locked in for a theatrical Star Trek movie.
That's a very good point.
And can Star Trek remain and be healthy if it just lived on streaming? Or does it need theatrical releases to keep its viability going long term?
I think for the big world and big picture stuff, I think they're going to need like a bowing or passing of the torch between the Kelvin universe folks and whoever's the next big, run. I think that's what needs to be done.
So you agree then? You need it back in.
I need one movie. Yeah, we need some movie once in a while. Because it's sat dormant after Nemesis. I don't know why. Nemesis was fun. And then I knew I was gonna get that spaces. Both of you, jeez. It sat dormant after Nemesis for a long time until they brought the Kelvin back, and then we got this ginormous revitalization in the Star Trek world. So, I for one wouldn't mind going to the movies to see it. Just it needs to be warm. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gaston?
My thoughts about the Section 31 movie. Well, I do want to be successful, whether it's good or not, to be honest. I know that's kind of weird, but I honestly think that if we stand a chance of actually getting Star Trek Legacy, it's going to be through these movies.
Oh.
It's going to be through these one-off movies. Either that or it's going to be after Strange New Worlds wraps up. It'll be that long. And by then, who knows if Jerry Ryan will even be interested in doing it anymore.
Right.
So, I mean, this is kind of a Hail Mary by Paramount. And I know it's kind of weird to trust a movie studio, but part of me is just kind of like, they know what they have, they know what the franchise is worth, and they know what's at stake. I just don't think that they would knowingly put a stinker out there and say, oh boy, they're really going to love this. So I remain hopeful. And you know what? Everybody keeps saying, we want Star Trek to be different. We want Star Trek to be different. We want Star Trek to be different. They drop this trailer and everybody goes, it looks different. Let's just roll with it, see what it is. Don't get caught up in speculation. Don't get caught up in the toxic nerd whirlwind of internet speculation. Just go watch it, have fun with it, or don't. But just go in there with no expectations either way. Open mind.
Well, I would think this is one thing. I've read no speculation on this. This has been universally like, yeah, you cannot wait.
Oh, really?
We must be in different circles then.
We must be.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've not seen any bitching about the trailer, no complaining about everything else. Everyone kind of looking forward to it.
Wow.
Yeah, I have seen. I've seen lots of people. I've seen one person even go as far as to say this is the worst thing Star Trek has ever come out with, and I'm just like,
wow.
How do you know?
Yeah,
do you have a time machine?
Yeah, exactly.
This trailer's the worst thing ever. You did see the teaser for Star Trek Beyond, didn't you?
Oh, I like
that. Yeah, one of the worst trailers in cinematic history.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point.
I remember watching that trailer for the first time thinking, what is this? No, stop. No.
I guarantee you that trailer cost them millions in box office.
It did.
Yeah, that trailer.
It most certainly did.
Significantly, which is such a... Because it's my second favorite out of the Kelvin timeline. I mean, the first one's pretty great, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I prefer Beyond way more than Into Darkness.
Into Darkness, yeah. Yeah, because he lied to us. No, it's not Khan. It's not Khan. I'm Khan. You lied.
No, okay. Anybody watching that movie, did you honestly have a huge reaction whenever he said, I am Khan? Just go, we know.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
I always hated the fact they had that comic book in between them, and this where Khan is getting plastic surgery to kind of bridge that. It's the same Khan, but he's gone and got physical, so he could blend in more.
Yeah.
Well, they had to explain why they whitewashed the character. It's like, no, this is supposed to be an Indian guy. What do we do? Yeah, he got plastic surgery to look white. Ha ha ha. What about his accent? Ha ha ha. Oh no. It was okay. Yeah,
That's so
it was.
racist. That's hilarious.
It was
Because it's
super
like-
racist.
Yeah.
We have so many great
let's make
Indian
an Indian
actors who
guy.
could have easily played Khan, and they just didn't. It was basically, oh yeah, let's go with Benedict. Let's go with Bing Bong Cumberbund. You know, he's popular.
You know what? He's really British. Let's go with
It's not
him.
enough to
Yeah.
change the cheekbones. It's not enough to change the brow. No, we got to completely change his skin pigmentation as well.
Yeah.
And his
That's
accent.
hilarious.
And his accent.
And his accent.
his
Don't forget
accent.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have gotten
well, the British
Antonio
guy can
Banderas to
ball.
play the part, and at least gone with another Latin man. I mean, that would have been
Yeah.
fine. But no, we gotta turn Khan white. He's oh gosh, I don't.
You know who would have
No.
been a good
I
Khan?
never understood their reasoning for why they said they had all the opportunity in the world to write a different script, a digital original kind of story, but the writers at the time felt no. Every time we went, they knew we had to do Khan. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? And it is the biggest mistake in that franchise has ever made is
I agree.
deciding
I agree.
to remake the
Yep.
best film, well, mostly known as the best film prior to
Yeah.
Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. So
Yeah.
Well, to me,
Bloody hell.
thematically, it didn't make any sense to redo Star Trek 2 when they're still basically in the episode era of Star Trek. If you wanted to do Khan so bad, redo Space Seed.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
choose another episode. Can you imagine how awesome a big screen version of the Doomsday
I
Machine would
was
have been?
just thinking that. That's
That
exactly
would have been
what I was thinking. That would have been
spectacular.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, it's just hilarious that they go, no, they put all this time and care into solving a story problem they were going to have with this new version of Star Trek. Well, now we've got a different timeline. And then they went back to make the sequel and went, whoever wrote that was dumb. We wrote it. Don't care. It was a dumb idea. Ignore it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to do? My
I
Favorite
don't know how we
Universe.
got there.
I would personally like to see a Kelvin film. Maybe they've hit the point where they're in the Monster Maroon era.
Oh, bring them on. Bring them on.
I'd like to see an updated Monster Maroon.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Chase?
What if V'ger comes
Well, it has to
not
be-
to meet the creator, but to fix the timeline?
Oh,
Because V'ger knows something's wrong.
yeah.
Mm,
Chase?
who knows?
What do you think about the Monster Maroon?
What I think about the Monster Maroons, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Bring 'em
give
on.
us another film and give us an interesting story. And but let's face it, I want to see one, but man, it's going to have a massive hole in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can't see me watching that film without thinking, poor Anton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You
gonna
know,
be tough.
no Chekhov. Do you recast Chekhov? I don't
No.
think you do.
No.
No, you just say
I think
he
he just-
accepted a promotion. He's a captain
Posted-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going off to do. I miss him. I miss him since he went off into the final frontier. But yeah.
Yeah.
At least Jayla's here. I am Jayla. Yes, that's good dear. Good dear.
Yeah.
I was clearly inspired by an Avatar. Yes, I know you were.
He's over on the Reliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
There
good
you go.
idea. He's over on the Reliant.
Yeah. Great idea. Great
Yeah.
idea. All right.
Yeah. They do need to do something for it though. They do need to make a film soon.
yeah.
Or
they
too
do.
late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think even those guys are running out of patience and contractual obligations. I think it's going to be a lot of money to get
Well, there's-
Uhura back.
Well, that's the other thing too. It's like it's these people. Oh, maybe Zachary Quinto you're going to get for the same money.
Yeah.
Chris Pine you're going to have to pay a chunk of money to. Yeah, you're going to have to pay her a blow.
Oh, she'd probably be the big. She's the biggest star out of that group, I think.
She'll be the executive producer of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl Urban will just show up. He's just a cool guy.
Yeah, he has a good time.
He's just like that. He's that guy you can call at 3:00 in the morning and he'll come and help you out and he'll be happy about it.
Exactly. MVP of that series for sure.
Good New Zealand lad.
Yeah. Your old neighbor there. That's awesome. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's Star Trek episode. We will be back next week for the ultimate finale.
The final episode.
Final episode of this
big one.
great series. Yeah.
And we'll have a double. We will have a double Star Trek Fight Club next week.
Yeah. Star Trek Fight Club. Star Trek Fight Club.
Good stuff.
All right. All right, my friends, take care. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. If you listen to us on a podcast, please give us a nice rating. 5, if you please. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. It would be great if you could do that because it helps us and it costs you absolutely nothing. And if you're watching on YouTube or one of the other streaming services, please be sure to like. He's going to dance for you. Come on, you can't beat that. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It helps us out. And again, it costs you nothing. So until next week, live long and in this case, prosper. We will see you then.
Look at them beans.